Let's look at some other examples of solving using the zero product property. And remember, with the zero product property, and that is not how you spell zero product, with the zero product property, we are having to factor. So let's look at a 12x squared minus 17x minus 5 is equal to 0. And I want to solve this. This is already equal to 0. So I'm going to identify my a, which is 12, my b, which is negative 17, and my c, which is a negative 5. So remember, I'm going to take my a times c, which would give me a negative 60, and my b, which is a negative 17. I need numbers that multiply to give me a negative 60, that add to give me a negative 17. So I'm going to have a positive and a negative. And so I can do 60 and 1, 30 and 2, 20 and 3. Right there. If I do negative 20 and a positive 3, that will give me 17, and that would give me a negative 60. I put my a on the denominator. Always remember, put your a on that denominator, your leading coefficient. Now I simplify these. 3 and 12, a 3 will divide into both, so I will get a 1/4. 20 and 12, both of those are divisible by 5, so I'll get a negative 5. Both of those are actually divisible by 4, so I'll get a negative 5/3. Denominator gets the x, and then your numerator. Denominator gets your x, and then the numerator. So notice, 4x times a 3x would give you that 12x. Positive 1 times a negative 5 would give you that negative 5. So I take 4x plus 1 equal to 0. 3x minus 5 equal to 0. So I get 4x is equal to a negative 1. X equals a negative 1/4. 3x equals a positive 5. X equals a 5/3. Solution set would be a negative 1/4 and a positive 5/3. Let's do one other example. Let's look at 8x squared is equal to a negative 6x minus 1. Move everything to one side. I highly recommend that you keep your x squared, your a, positive. So I'm going to move the negative 6x and the negative 1 over. When I do so, that's going to become a plus 6x and a plus 1 equal to 0. So I'm going to get that a is equal to 8, b is equal to 6, and c is equal to a 1. So I need numbers that multiply to give me a positive 8 and that add to give me a positive 6. Well, numbers that multiply to give me 8 are 8 and 1, 4 and 2. Okay, so we get 4 and 2, positive 4, positive 2. These are both going to be over 8. These simplify down into a positive 1/2 and a positive 1/4. Denominator gets the x, numerator goes in back. Denominator gets the x, numerator goes in back. Set each factor equal to 0, and then solve. So I get 2x equals a negative 1, so x equals a negative 1/2. 4x equals negative 1, x equals a negative 1/4. Your solution set is a negative 1/4, negative 1/2. So continue working on your zero product property.